Hello, Shipwreck. I see you there. And yeah, you're first. And wow, okay, so Windows has done something weird with my KSP audio. It turned it way down. And then let's do this. So yeah, Windows decided to take over on this. Jeez. That's a little better. Okay. Let's do this now. There we go. Okay, I think that's going to be a whole lot better. And yeah, Shipwreck is first today. Usually Shipwreck is last, but tries to say he's first, but is actually last, because if you're not first, you're last. Let's take off starting soon, go straight to here. There we go. Alright, so we're doing something a little different today. I'm forcing myself to step away from Vault Hunters. I'm forcing myself, and I'm doing the other thing that I'm super stoked about right now, which is some Kerbal Space Program. Let's see, we're what? 9 days away from the official release. We're in the single digits of the sequel, Kerbal Space Program 2, and well, I would like to make some more progress on this playthrough because we're pretty much in the end game now. We're sending our final satellites out to scan planets for resources. That's what we got right here. This is one we got last Saturday to its destination, and the resource map is ready to transmit. So let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, it's about time for me to, with a couple more technologies unlocked, start actually sending home or designing our final ship, which is going to take everyone from home on a grand tour of the solar system. Let's see, that's the multispectral scanner. This is the one we're doing, the advanced resource mapper. Let's see, analyze data, resources, here we go. Initial resource scans of Gilly look interesting. It's almost like asteroid mining, yeah, because Gilly's tiny. It's basically an asteroid. So yeah, we can transmit 22.9 science points home to Kerbal. Let them know this amazing map of resources around Gilly, so if we need to send down a lander and mine and refine it into fuel for our journey, we can do that here at Gilly, where the gravity is super low. Alright, that should be done. And how much science do we have? We've got 737, and our goal is 1,000 for our next big technology. So, where are we in our playthrough? Events coming up, but will we see booms today? It's quite possible, Shipwreck. Maybe even intentional ones. We'll see. We'll definitely see booms when I do my first Kerbal Space Program 2 stream, because we're going to get silly. We're going to just put that game through its paces on, as far as we're concerned, day one. So in 17 days we'll be arriving, a ScanSat just like this one will be arriving at Jewel, and fingers crossed we'll have enough Delta V for us to actually put it in an orbit somewhere. It's all about those booms, no treble. Wow, Shipwreck, you're fired. But now we can stop our scanning for resources because we've done a complete resource scan. This is just the stuff that we can spot on the surface from orbit. What we're going to do, we're going to leave that pinned, but we're going to change the control point to default. There we go. And we need to do a different kind of scan now. Let's do the enhanced multispectral scanner. We are in suboptimal range. This scanner works from an altitude of 70 to 400 kilometers, and the ideal altitude around Gilly is anywhere above 113 kilometers. Fire damn, so Shipwreck, wow. So that is what will give us, we'll be close enough to get some good imagery and high enough up that we can actually get a good scanning arc. I've been banned from the channel. Shipwreck, did you get your own command wrong? That's what you meant? Derp Shipwreck, that's what. Fired. You're the fired one, Shipwreck. It's you. Okay. So yeah, we need to get this thing into, we don't have to, but we'd like to get it into a higher orbit. So let's give that a shot. Let's put our tracking right on there. Derp add ship. We need to make that a proper command, Shipwreck. Let's pin that. Alright, and let's, we've been doing plenty of manual maneuvers, so we have gone ahead and started using our modded guidance computer to do these maneuvers. So another reason this is more realistic is that if we were really doing this in real life, we would have several minutes between when we send a command and the ship receives it. So there is no way we would ever be controlling these things manually. Never. I didn't make that a thing. Oh well, I'm gonna have to then. we have this though.
Shipwreck, what are you doing, dude? Get your act together.
I think somewhere I have the one where Cubfan says, or Iskal says you look absolutely ridiculous. I'm not sure I actually have that. I might have just asked for it in our Discord and not gotten it, but I really need to put that one in. I need to scour my hard drive, see where I put it, if I have it. Might not even have it. Might be a pointless endeavor. Let's change both our apoapsis and periapsis, and let's make those both. We want above 113. Let's do 124 kilometers. And I think this is doable in Gilly's gravity, I think. Create node. Let's just see. Cannot be higher than the altitude of the burn. Yeah, let's then, in that case, let's just change our apoapsis first to 124. Yes. So, create node. That's a very tiny burn. All we have to do is change less than 1 meter per second our velocity. So, yeah, in very low gravity like this, yeah. But that's going to give us an escape, so we can't do that. So, yeah, let's not do this. Let's just see how much we can increase our altitude before we escape the tiny gravity of Gilly. There's a shout out for pizza. Aw, yeah. Let's just get as high an altitude as we can and still be in orbit of Gilly. 100 kilometers, that's pretty good. Okay, so the ideal altitude it's giving us is literally where we escape Gilly. So let's turn around and reduce our speed very slightly. Just a tiny little bit, so that we do not leave. All right. There we go. 112 kilometers it's gonna have to do. Let's go ahead and time warp to that new apoapsis. And point prograde again. Shipwreck does pizza. Come on, dude, I'm beginning to lose hope. Maintain hope, Shipwreck. Maintain hope. There's always hope. Pizza will stream again someday. I believe this. We just have to believe hard enough. All right, let's circularize this orbit. There we go. That's as much as I dare. Any higher and we will escape. We're only going 8.1 meters per second up here relative to Gilly, the moon of Eve. Where's Eve? There's Eve. We got a nice crescent. Look at that. These are the orbits marked here, but let's see. Let's get into this view. That'll be better. Look at Eve down there. That is just super pretty. I mean, there's the sun in our eyes, but let's see, what's that down there? Just a bright star, I think. Actually, will it tell me without that on? Yeah, there we go. You think you saw Eve last night? Do I dare ask for elaboration? Is this gonna get family unfriendly here? That is a cool screenshot. I know it's very dark, but look at that. And meanwhile, where is Gilly? There's Gilly, right there. Oh, last night was today Eve. Aha, I see. I see what you did there. All right, let's change the control point now to forward. That way we can point the nose of our satellite right down at Gilly. Sure says, Dan, I would never be family unfriendly. What would me think of me? Yeah, neither would she, right? Trying to get me in trouble. You guys are all butts. Alright, we're rotating around here. Hi, Eve. There we are. There's Gilly. And we have so much Delta V left of this thing that when we're done scanning everything we can out of Gilly, we can probably just go scan Eve. Alright, let's change and do... Actually, we already have this open. So start scan, multispectral scan. So let's turn off the resource overlay and do map type. I think, okay, we need daylight to do this scan. There we go. Not quite. Wait for this to say daylight. You can do it. You can do it. This is definitely my better half. Wow. Well, I have good news for you then, Shipwreck, because we are still planning. Services not in daylight? How? We're still planning to do a stream on her channel of Borderlands 2 on Monday, because she has the day off on Monday. It says the surface is not in daylight, but what is this if not daylight? We're on the daylight side. Do we need more daylight than this? Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, we have a world first milestone. What is it? The first flyby of Elu? I have questions. Let's not delete that yet. That has to be this. Did time warping mess up our orbit here? It might have. Let's go take a look at another planet, Elu, and see what we've got here. I have concerns. Yeah, current body, the sun. Excuse me? Okay. Oh, we might have had an encounter with Elu, and then we are getting another one. Okay. Yeah, I think we're all right. I think the game is just high. Well, we'll take it. It's 2 science points. Let's just clear that notification. We're all right. Okay, game is high. Let's close this map view here, and let's take a look. So we are arriving at Jewel in 14 days now, and then we are also... We have some launch windows, but they're pretty far out. So let's see, what's our next Moho launch window? Let me pull up our cool tool for this here. Ba-broom, and let's put that up on the screen. There we go. So let's change this to Universal Time. We are on year 8 now, day 57. Yeah, we've moved along. When are we going back to Uwu? In 200 days. So let's see, let's change this so that we are on year 8, day 57. There we go, and that is the relative positions of all the planets right now. And so what we want to do is come up with what is the next ideal time to go to Moho, because we're going to super over-engineer. There's no kill like overkill, I often say, and we're going to overkill our mission, our next mission to Moho. I thought we had before. We're gonna uber overkill this next time. So yeah, let's generate our sequences. Kerbal to Moho. Direct, so I've got zeros for all of these extra options. Direct to Moho. And our earliest departure, we want basically this week, so day 8. Let's do our year 8. Let's just do day 60. And latest departure, let's do anytime within the next year, let's say. Let's find the most optimal time within the next year. And I like to change these to the altitude of my space station for no particular reason. It doesn't really matter, but... And shipwreck redeemed Boozinate. Hey, I owe you a Boozinate, actually. Let's do 2 Boozinates for you, shipwreck. While this calculates. Alright, total delta V, 4,800 meters per second. Alright. Let's pour our Spaceman beer. Our Spaceman Boozahol. There we go. And here we go. First Boozinate. Ha! You say so, Shipwreck. I say I've done all the Boozinates from last stream. I still don't see how those were available when I wasn't even streaming. There's not a toggle for that. So there's something I'm missing. I'm not sure what it is. There we go. Shipwreck says, although I'd accept that Boozinate video I showed you today. Well, here's the thing about that, Shipwreck. I am considering what to do for something a little bit special on the Boozinate side of the Kerbal Space Program 2 stream, and I'm thinking, even though this will be absolutely disgusting and unenjoyable, because I definitely drink this for... I legitimately enjoy my IPAs and sipping them for a long time, but I have those Saturn V schematic rocks glasses, right? And I'm thinking if I buy a very small bottle of Everclear and I dilute it down to 75% alcohol, then what we have is the same concentration that is historically been used in ethanol-powered rockets, which can definitely reach orbit. And have been used primarily by Russia, but also by other countries, including the US, and do a shot of actual legitimate rocket fuel. I think that might be fun, even though it will be absolutely disgusting. Oh, they have upgraded this. Look at this. That is fancy. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, this website has been updated. Okay, we need to lower the cooldown too, right? We'll see. We'll see, Shipwreck. I think you don't come here even to see me play games. You just come here to see me drink. Which, okay. Yeah, Kerbal to Moho space maneuver. Yeah, that's easier to read. I like that a lot. Moho circularization. Yeah, we're gonna need that much delta V even when we get there. More than half of this, like 2/3 of the delta V for this is the arrival. And yeah, actually that is not too far away. That is this year. That is in 200 days. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up an alarm, and this will be our Moho launch window, and it's a manual alarm. Caps lock. And that is in 200 days. Yeah, day 257. So actually we're going to do 199 days so that we have a little bit of leeway. There we go. Yeah, day 256. And let's add the alarm right now. Very cool. Shipwreck says, I like to troll, but even I would advise against that. I know, right? And if Ship thinks it's dumb, it's probably definitely dumb. I know, right? Exactly. All right, and then we have shortly after that an Eve launch window, Duna arrival. That's exciting. We need a new Duna launch window as well. So let's do that now. Let's go back to this. I'm not sure if you could see the mouse overs there. Actually, yeah, you can. You just can't see the names of the things. That's okay. Let's change our destination to Duna. Generate sequences. And search for the optimal trajectory.
You know what always cheers me up? Laughing at other people's misfortunes.
Truth. Okay, and this one is coming up Your 8 day 60. Oh, it says that within the next year, right now is the optimum time. So you know what? Let's launch to Duna right now. And then there's that. So yeah. All right, let's not even add an alarm for that. Let's just make that our next launch. We're gonna launch for Duna. Let's see. Then we've got Drez. We don't have a Jewel launch window. We have an Elu launch window. Let's make one for Jewel later. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and hide that from you guys so that it's not blocking the whole stinking screen. There we go. I reset up my my Stream Deck profile, and I haven't moved the display for the maneuver planner there. So yeah, let's see. What have we got? Let's go back to the Space Center. And actually, let's see what we have arriving at Duna, because I don't want to necessarily duplicate what we have there. I want to augment what we're sending there. I also have some coffee, but I don't have the caffeinate activated. I'm just sipping my coffee till it's gone. Let's see. Let's go to the tracking station. Let's see what we've got already on the way to Duna, and let's compare it to what we can make, because I think I know what this ship looks like, but it's been a while since we launched it. So yeah, switch to that. Uh-oh, we've got a Dan joke from Fossabot, courtesy of Shipwreck. What are the strongest days of the week? Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weekdays. Mwahaha. Yeah, today's pretty weak. Yep, one of the 5 weakest days. I mean, that's accurate. I can't disagree with that. Okay, yeah, we've got this nice lander. It's got lots of scientific equipment, and we are hoping that it successfully lands on the surface. We can send. What do we have around Duna right now? This is going to arrive in 300 days, so in about 3/4 of a year. But if we go to right here, focus view, I think we do have a scan set already around Duna. Yeah, let's take a look at this one. This is scan set Supreme number 6. And if it's got enough Delta V, we might even move it to Ike, which is Duna's moon. And yeah, we have lots of Delta V. So what does our map look like here? Supreme Doom! Good timing. We're taking a look at one of the scan sets that we named for you. And Claire is saying, "Heyo, how's it going?" It's going great, Claire. Good to see you. I presume you are dropping in briefly before playing some Among Us. That is my my guess. Can we get a shout out for Claire? Claire is a very fun streamer. I very much enjoyed my time in their streams. Let's see. Let's change our... nope, not Moho. We want Duna. And yeah, we've got our visual map of Duna. We started this last week on Saturday, I think. All right. Yeah, there's Ike in the background right there. There's Duna. Look at that beautiful planet right there. So I think we have more science we can send home. I think we can send home this this map from our enhanced multispectral scanner. A good guest just thought I'd check out who was on Twitch. No worries. Always good to see you and good to say hello. Yeah. So have we already sent this home? We already sent this home. Okay. But we've got this thing. It's our synthetic aperture radar antenna. So yeah, we've got that scan. So we've got our visual map. We've got our biome map. Beautiful. And we've got, I think, a slope map. Yeah, look at that. Very cool. We're doing legitimate science on a fake planet. And there's our altimetry right there. And Screamdoom says, "Dan, how do you find time to hang out in so many streams?" Well, here's the thing. I can sometimes at least lurk in a stream while I'm being climbed all over by my kids. The exceptions are ones very early in the morning and at night. But yes, Claire is one that I've played Minecraft Bingo with multiple times, and so that's how I know Claire, and several people associated with Casual Carrot and Griffin Prime. So, yeah. So let's analyze our data from this synthetic aperture radar. And look at this, we get 100 science. That's fantastic. Let's send it home. This high resolution data is amazing. You begin analyzing the hills and valleys, searching for the perfect landing spot. We're gonna need that very soon. Transmit data. And there's Dill. Dill has his own animated emote that is chaos. That's amazing. I like that. And yet, this is Supreme Doom. I know, because I should be in Supreme Doom's streams more often because they're always fun. I saw your robot card though, Supreme Doom. It's so good. I really liked that. I took a look at your Discord specifically to see that. So let's stop that scan. We sent the science data home. We now have 839.8 science points out of the 1,000 that we're looking for our next big tech. Vault Hunters made your brain melt? Dill. We should talk. Anyway, Dill is another fun streamer. Streams every once in a while, and I've caught a few of them and had a good time. So let's see, we've already done this, right? Yeah, we sent that home. We've already done our resource scan and sent that home. Okay, good. And we've done that. I think those are the only antennas we have on there. I say only, that's 3 big antennas. So let's send this thing to Ike. Let's close our map, however cool it is. Supreme Doom being way too nice, saying, yes you did, it was nice to have you there, I like you. So Supreme Doom, I have done some preliminary organizing of your loot from our vaulting together, where I was a perfect and amazing bodyguard and protected you from death 100%. So we're gonna have to continue that. You're gonna have to eat some burgers that I have got and made for you, and we should do it again. All right, so let's make Ike our target right there, and we need to do a couple of things. Well, not necessarily. We don't need to match planes with Ike, because what we can do is wait for the optimum time and just hop on over, or, swoop on under. Okay, what's this one? Is this also one of yours, Dill? Let's ask. That's hilarious. I like it. Let's see. Ike is here and is coming around this way, so we're probably going to want to hop on over that way. Let's see what we can do. If we add a maneuver here, we actually can immediately, well, this is not actually that surprising. Ike is notorious for messing with maneuvers around Eve, because it's actually kind of a decently large moon compared to, not Eve, Duna. So Ike encounters are notorious for throwing off maneuvers. So we can actually do this coming up very shortly. So let's, we've already set up that maneuver. Let's just tell our flight computer to execute the next node. Let's do it. Wait, abort, because we need to make sure we are controlling from the default point, otherwise this maneuver will go horribly wrong. Let's lock the camera. We need to zoom in until we can find the probe core here. It's an antenna. All right, where's the probe core? There it is, right there. Let's pin that so we don't have to do that again. Control point, yep, forward, we need default. I have narrowly avoided a derp. Execute the node. There we go. Oh no, there's a Dan joke. Also, I think there is. Awesome, yes. Thank you, Supreme Doom, for the shout out for Dill. Dill's with it right and left swapped emotes. And then Shipwreck has a Dan joke courtesy of Fossilbot. What did the 0 say to the 8? Nice belt. And Dill didn't get it, but Dill, take a look at the 0. If you took a 0 and put a belt on it and squeezed it real tight, you'd end up with an 8. No worries, Dill. If you want, I am for hire as a bodyguard for new players, because I am literally a professional vault hunter, the best that has ever been seen. Yes, Supreme Doom had a bodyguard. Yep. That joke is ridiculous and fired. And I gotta say, I had a lot of fun being a bodyguard. That was really fun. All right. So our flight computer is performing this maneuver we planned automatically. And we have altered our orbit. So now, by the time we come over here, we're going to leave the sphere of influence of Duna and enter the sphere of influence of Ike. And that's coming up in just 3 hours. So let's go ahead and time warp to that. You looked for an invitation tonight? Oh. Well, here's the thing, Supreme Doom. I invited Shipwreck, and Shipwreck and I decided that the best time for him, since he's an old man and, you know, sleeps all the time. Look, there's Ike's shadow on Duna. We're going to do one on Sunday. So Shipwreck and I are going to be vault hunting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Shipwreck's time, which is 4 p.m. my time on this coming Sunday. And you're welcome to join us, Shipwreck. Sunday soup, 6 our time and 8. You did the math wrong again, Shipwreck. I'm 2 hours earlier than you. He's gonna travel. Yeah, we're gonna go out into the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, I would have to go to what, Greenland for that? I think Greenland is where I would have to be. I'd have to look at my time zone map for that. Okay, yeah, we are here. We are 16 minutes away from our Ike encounter, so let's time warp. And this might be our first time we've been in Ike's sphere of influence. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll find out if we get a notification. No notification, so we've been here before, but I don't think we stayed. All right, so what we need to do is time warp to our periapsis, which is our lowest point on our parabolic arc, and then we're going to burn retrograde, which is backwards. And there's Claire doing a lurk. Good luck, Claire. You know, I would say don't be sus, but you're always sus. If you're the imposter, just do a good imposting and stab everyone for me, okay? Shurik says, I gotta do everything around here. That's right. Springdom says, I'm off for my usual Wednesday night drive to pick up the kids. See you all later. Yes, if you're not following Supreme Doom, definitely follow Supreme Doom for some very fun paper crafts and occasional Minecraft. All right, here we are. And we're pointing in reverse, so if we fire off the engines, we'll slow down. There we go. Our orbital speed is reducing. And I'm pretty certain we've never orbited Ike, but I think a previous mission to Duna actually did fly by it, so we did send some science home. And wow, Stream Elements very, very slow on that lurk. I actually have a very cool idea that I need to figure out how to do properly. I saw a tutorial on YouTube for doing a lurk command that will actually show something, including user profile picture on screen. So that'll be fun. Stream Elements is broken today. I saw something about they were going to do some maintenance, so I'm sure that didn't result in anything breaking. Oh, it's doing everything twice. Okay. Oh yeah, I thought I'd seen it before. Okay, yeah, doing everything twice. Yeah. Yep, I think I'm moving away from all my bots except for Streamer Bot. I just haven't done everything there yet. Just some things. It's Supreme Doom. Go get your kids. They're waiting for you. All right. Shipwreck says, no, I need FOSSA. I need to see if there's something that I can do that gives you some access to a StreamerBot, Shipwreck. I think there are some options. Dill says, I feel like such a boomer trying to get Twitch to work. Yeah, Dill. You're a boomer. Okay. I am, I guess, technically a millennial. I'm like on the cusp of millenniality. Whatever you call it. That's what I'm calling it. All right, there we go. We have our orbit. And this is a first, world first milestones, our first orbit of Ike. So we get 42,240 monies, pesos, and 2 science points. You know, I'll take it. Let's do a change of inclination. We want 90 degrees. Create node. Okay, and that is coming up in 1 day. Let's execute that node. You don't understand OBS 90% of the time. OBS is not the easiest to approach, but it is very cool. I like it. You're Gen Z like a Pokemon. Wow, wow, wow. All right, give me a second. I'm going to hit the cough button for a moment. Alright, I'm back. You're welcome for not blowing my nose right in your ears. Cue Shipwreck saying it's the fart button. Alright, we're there, and MechJeb is about to do... Already following Stream Elements, says Dill. Well, good for you. Stream Elements wasn't talking to you, Dill. That's for people not as cool as you. All right, we're going to get a nice polar orbit because that gives us the most coverage of the surface. And then we're going to do some scanning because this is going to be a good place for refueling if we need to. The surface of Duna, not so much. The combination of having an atmosphere and higher gravity is not ideal for efficient refueling. Been falling for over a year. G freaking G. I think I've been following you for about that long too, Dill. All right, there we are with that maneuver. Let's take a look at our instruments and see what they tell us is optimal for our science. Let's start with our resource scan. That's the most important one here. Let's move you over here for now. So many interfaces here. Let's see, scan for resources. We are too high. We want to be above 250 kilometers is ideal, but we have to be below 500 or we don't have the resolution we need, and we are at about twice that. So let's do this. Let's just burn retrograde. Let's pin periapsis. That's our lowest point. And let's get that down to about 200 and just about 260, a little bit above the ideal. Shipwreck says, I'm going to lay down, still listening, so don't talk bad about me. Go to bed, old man. All right, here we go. Burn. There we go. That will work. And now what we want to do is change our apoapsis. So let's let the computer do that for us and change this to also 260. And it will make a maneuver automatically at the next periapsis. Create node. New apoapsis can be altitude of the burn. Okay. 260.8 kilometers. Fine. We'll do 260.8 kilometers. Let's do 261 kilometers. An error occurred. Well, this flight computer is not perfect. So let's do this. Add a maneuver. Let's add it manually. There is our apoapsis. Let's just drop it down. To there. All right. Execute next node. I had to do it myself, MechJeb. Dill says, since you've been following, I've probably done about 6 streams, lol, and I think I've caught 2 of them, if I had to guess. I know I've been in a couple of streams, so yeah. Since they're rare, I've made a special effort to try to at least catch one, you know? All right, we're pointing at the maneuver marker on our nav ball, and I'm hands off drinking my coffee right now, watching this happen. In fact, well, no, I don't want to set up the mission control computers right now, so... Dill says I'm gonna go make dinner. Hopefully I'll be able to catch the rest of the stream later. No worries, Dill. I'm gonna be on for about 2.5 more hours, is the plan. Rip, out of coffee now. All right, we are at our maneuver, and there go the engines. Ignition. All right, let's pull up the map as well, and let's change the celestial body to Ike. All right, that's reasonable coverage. I'm gonna go with it. We're fine here, and let's start our scan using the Advanced Resource Mapper. Start scan for resources, and we're on the night side, of course. All right, control point forward, and let's point this thing towards the surface. We don't have to do this. The game simulates this as if we were pointing at the surface no matter what, but I like to do it anyway because it's fun. We're looking at this spaceship's butt. Look at that. There's Duna right over the horizon there, and I overshot just a little bit, but we're okay. That's a cool view. Which means, guess what? I'm gonna take a screenshot. Is anyone shocked? Dan taking a screenshot. Nice. Okay, so now let's go back to the Space Center and let's launch to Duna. And in fact, let's see if we can just launch another lander towards, just towards the planet. So the one that's on the way now, we'll land it somewhere, and the one we're launching now, we'll land it somewhere else and get more science. So here we go to the vehicle assembly building. And yeah, as usual, between the weather and us moving around a ton of boxes in our house, there's a lot of dust been kicked up, and that's been kicked up, and I am super congested. Oof, that's okay. We'll power through it. Let's see, Duna Exploration Probe. I think it's this one here. Yeah, 3.0. And yeah, we've got these blue cones are the cameras. So let's take a quick look at it. That's it right there. Plenty of Delta V. Okay, that's a heat shield. Yeah, I'm still concerned about the landing legs, but it has parachutes. So I think we'll be okay. But let's make a minor adjustment to this. So this will be experimental. Yeah, local control here, and let's do that. And that. And this will be detached before we extend these. So yeah, we should be good there. All right, and let's check our staging because we moved some things. Always check your staging. So main engine and boosters, launch clamps, good. Separate the boosters, separate the main stage, separate that, or ignite the upper stage, and then the fairing. All right, looks like we are good. Good to go. So let's go ahead and save that change, and let's send this out to the launch pad because we want to launch this ASAP. And we're loading up the launch pad, which I've cleaned up after our experiments with ridiculous helicopter-like contraptions. But here we go with the first launch of the stream. Loading up, loading it up. There we go. All right, let's close the map. We don't need the landing info. We don't need the flight manager for recoverable stages mod for this. Okay, let's do ascent guidance. There it is. And orbit altitude of, let's do 250 kilometers. And yeah, we can engage the autopilot. Let's look at this camera right here. All right, and I believe we are go for launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Vehicle is pitching downrange. Everything is looking normal. We're supersonic. We have maximum aerodynamic pressure. Booster separation. And I'm hands-free. This is the guidance computer taking care of this. Everything is looking pretty good. We're coming up on main engine cutoff. We have MECO, stage separation, and second engine start. And fairing deployment. just coasting. Well, not coasting because we're under thrust. We're just, there go the solar panels automatically being deployed by MechJeb because we're in space now. So there's no atmospheric resistance to rip them to shreds. And that should be also, yep, the antenna is also deployed. Autopilot status says gravity turn because we are using Kerbin's gravity to help us set our proper orbit, letting gravity work in our favor. And we watch our periapsis right here. It's still negative, which is under the surface of Kerbin. And now it is positive. Okay, so we have our apoapsis of 250 kilometers, so now we are coasting to our circularization burn. So hopefully it'll do a time warp for us here in a moment. Okay, yeah, it's going to point towards the maneuver marker for our circularization. So once we get to our highest point, it'll burn the engines again and get our periapsis up to the same point. I really like this compact lander here. All right, just about pointed right. So if we look at the map, let's clean that up a little bit, filter out probes and relays. There we go. Yeah, there's our apoapsis right there. That's the maneuver it's going to perform to get us this nice circular orbit. And as soon as it's pointed there, we're going to go into time warp, I presume. Yeah, we've got 9 minutes to burn until our 12-second burn. Burn until our burn. That's advanced English right here, using the same word to mean two different things in one sentence. There we go. Time warp initiated. Yeah, MechJeb does not know that I have persistent rotation mod installed, so it assumes that it needs to be already pointed at the direction, but it works, so I do not mess with it. And there we have a good orbit, and it is circular. Well done, MechJeb. Look, our eccentricity is 0.00013. Couldn't have done better myself. All right, so now what we want to do is close ascent guidance and set up our transfer burn. So maneuver planner, we want advanced transfer to another planet, and that planet is going to be Duna. And we want to do this ASAP. So let's create the node. Initial orbit must not be hyperbolic. Interesting. Except it did set one up, so I think we're okay. So it'll do this burn, and we will end up with... Look at that. We're going to end up with it right off the bat. That's incredible. Okay, let's execute that node. Of course, the sun is going down. We still have some lighting over here, so let's look at that angle of the spacecraft so you guys can actually see something on stream. And while we watch this burn, I'm going to hit the cough button again. All right, I'm back. And we have ignition. This is a 2-minute burn, so we're going to go ahead and speed the game time up to 4 times. So we can do this in 30 seconds. Oh, let's go back to normal time because we're going to have to stage here. More space junk for Kefri Bezos to clean up. There we go. And that adds more time to the burn because we have our more efficient but lower thrust engine now, using only liquid fuel. Heating it up with a nuclear reactor, so we got an atomic rocket motor here. And there went the sun. Okay. We have an encounter with Duna, so we are good to go. All right, so that is in 1 year and 87 days. So let's set up. Let's take a look very closely at this. Duna encounter in 1 year and 85 days and 4 hours. So let's set up an alarm 1 year and 80. Yeah, 1 year and 85 days from now. Manual alarm. Link to vessel. Duna probe 4. Duna arrival. And we are going to rename this to Duna probe 4. And we want this 1 year and 85 days from now. There you go. Add the alarm. And if we go in here, rename vessel. Yeah. Oop. There we go. Perfect. And let's just double check that that is still good. Okay, cool. It did update the name, so yeah, we are good to go. All right, that's fantastic. Now we are 12 days away from our Scansat 5 arrival at Joule. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to our drilling probe, which I did manage to, with just bare fumes in the tanks, get it to land on Minmus, pick up a little bit of fuel, and bring it back to the station. So it is... I can't remember if I landed it again or not, so let's go take a look. Let's see. At Minmus. So there's the nearby fuel tank station, the NFT station. Let's switch it to there. Satan, how are you doing? Are you at work, or are you already on your little mini vacation? So I have to tell you, Satan. Okay, yeah, it's right here, so we're gonna land it. I did an experiment with a vault run, and it was a risky one, so I took the lowest quality of your vault dolls in with me, so the lowest percentage efficiency for loot and experience. And I'm glad I did, because I definitely ran out of time and unalived myself. But basically, I just thought, okay, let's see just how many rooms I can go through looking for ores. And I found 1 ore POI. Just 1. And 1 set of gilded chests. Actually, no, I did find a Wild West room, and I managed to loot a few. But yeah, it was not a very good run. But I purchased all my stuff back, so you at least have something in there. But yeah, that was an interesting experiment, but it didn't pan out, so I won't be doing it that way again. Not until I have a compass, anyway. And you're on your vacation. Excellent. Very good, very good. It was worth a shot, though. I knew it was high risk, so I was ready to have to pay to get my stuff back, but I hope I don't have to do that again anytime soon, because it's getting expensive. It was 29 vault gold. Oof. Alright. Spring Doom is back, saying, Satan is here. Happy birthday, Satan. Another place to spam it. Oh, is it your birthday, Satan? If it's your birthday, Satan, happy birthday. And that's a free Boozinate for you. Yum. Alright, so let's take this thing and let's land it and drill for more ores before we undock. Okay, good. The ore tanks are empty. What about the fuel tanks? Okay, those need some fuel in them. So we've just got this one here, I think. So the Rockmax X208 fuel tank. Let's open up our fuel balancer mod and let's see, liquid fuel. Okay, we've got 2 of them. Okay, so in and in. All right. And then we need our oxidizer. In and in. 100%. All right, fantastic. Okay, so we are fully fueled. We are ready to go. Land on Minmus and drill for more ores. And Satan redeemed the Boozinate and the Hydrate and confirms, yes, it's my birthday. Nice. Here we go. Boozinate for Satan. Supreme Newman says, if it's not his birthday, I'm saying it everywhere anyways. Lol. Sophie shared her birthday list with me this summer. Oh, you've been snitched on by Sophie. That's hilarious. All right. So let's go ahead and undock. And Optimus Prime is our engineer who is running the refinery. So we have, he's level 2 engineer, so we can do up to 65% efficiency. With nobody manning it, it's only 5% efficiency. So that is fantastically good. I'll take it. All right, let's switch to the drill, the Mosquito, and push off a little bit. Okay, and so we're in orbit mode. Let's point retrograde so that we can slow down and land. And we want to draw the ore overlay. So that we can choose our landing spot carefully. So first off, let's lower our orbit. Make sure we're not pointed at the station so we don't crash into it. Okay, we are good. All right, we'll go pretty low there, just under 30 kilometers. Had to hit the button for sneezes that time. Jeez. Okay, and now we're actually in a fantastic spot, so we're going to go ahead and slow down. Let's go to surface mode and slow down our surface velocity so that we are maintaining our position relative to this point we are flying over right now. I'm watching our horizontal speed go down. Okay, that's pretty darn close to 0. Now what we want is our landing info. But we're not going to do an automated landing here. We're just going to do landing info right here. And our suicide burn countdown is 7 minutes. So if we do not ignite our engines within the next 7 seconds, we'll crash. Or 7 minutes, we'll crash. But our optimum timing, if we can trust the computer, which we mostly can, is when this hits 0, if we go full thrust, we should reduce our velocity to 0 meters per second just as we touch down on the surface. We're going to play it a little bit more cautiously than that, though. All right. Let's point retrograde relative to the surface, which is pretty much straight down. And we're going to land on this nice flat plateau that has a decent amount of ore on it. Here we go. And we're going to wait until we're about 30 seconds from our suicide burn countdown and then do a braking burn. And ignition. And yeah, there's something weird with the rendering of the plume right here. You see that? But it's all right. There we go. And we do have a little bit of a slope, but it is not too bad. Just a gentle burn of our engines for a gentle touchdown. Look at that, like a pro. Wait for it to stop sliding there. All right, cool. Now what we can do is extend our drills. Let's see, do I have... Yeah, the radiators are already extended, so we're good to go. Let's just start drilling. And there we have ore flowing into our ore holding tanks. Nice. And yep, our efficiency is 100% because our radiators are able to maintain the ideal temperature of 500 degrees Kelvin. So now, while we are doing other things, this is going to be filling up with ores. I wish I could set an alarm for when this is full. I'm sure that there's some fancy way to do it with like Kerbal operating system or something. One of those crazy mods that I do not know what to do with. But we're going to leave it at that. So, we have a world's first milestone. Escape the gravitational influence of EVA. Okay, game, if you say so, then I'll take it. All right, so let's go to our ScanSat Supreme number 5, which will be arriving in 11 days at Jewel. And hopefully we can get it somewhere that we can get a meaningful scan and some meaningful scientific data. All right, let's take a look. We have a 25% strength, signal strength to Kerbal. That's pretty good, actually, for way out here. And our Jewel arrival is in 12 days. So let's go ahead and delete the alarm. Actually, let's just warp right to it. And then we'll delete and close. There's Jewel right here, catching up to us. We have 10.5 kilometers per second of Delta V remaining to us. Supreme Noob spamming her emotes. Nice. Supreme Noob, you have great emotes. Your daughter draws them, right? Because they are fantastic. All right, delete and close. We are 4 hours away. So let's get closer with time warp. We don't need landing info right now. Oh, that was a notification that we have mapped some comets. Yeah, we have some passive contracts available for scanning for comets and asteroids around Kerbal, and those are going to give us lots of money and some science, so that's pretty good. Usually I miss those notifications, they're so quick, but I caught one. Oh, those ones were freebies on Google. Oh, but your other ones, though, those ones, let's see. It takes a while for Twitch to load them in my display. I've got a blank display. There they are. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I have all the Iskall emotes because someone gifted me a sub. I'm going to be using those during Vault Hunters. There we go. Yay! There, yeah, there they are. She did those. Yep. They are super good, though. All right, once we're in Jules' Sphere of Influence, which we are right now, we're going to choose somewhere to scan. So let's zoom out. Focus our view on Jewel itself. And so here are the moons, the jewels of moon, the moons of Jewel. We've got Lathe, where we burned up in the atmosphere last time. Val, Tylo, Bop, and Paul. Let's start on the outside and work our way inwards, shall we? First off, oh man, Jewel Periapsis is in 62 days. Wow. So I think what we should do is wait until we're at Periapsis. Yeah, 62 days and 1 hour basically. So let's set up another alarm, and this is create alarm, manual alarm, linked vessels, ScanSat Supreme 5. And this is ScanSat 5 Jewel Periapsis. And that is, yeah, 62 days from now. So add the alarm and we'll be back for that. All right, so let's go back. While we wait for this, let's go back to our driller. And let's fill that up with ores and send them back to be refined at our space station. Driving again. You made the heart an animated one? Oh, nice. Nice. There they all are. All free. Very cool, though. All right, I believe this is the one right here. Fly it. Unless it's counted as a probe right now. Now we're good. All right, fly it. We say fly, but, you know, we're on the surface right now. We're landed. Loading, loading, loading. Even if KSP2 does not have quicker loading times, I'm okay with that. I just hope that it has something better than a black screen while we wait for the loading. That would be cool. There we go. Yep. Here it is. And yeah, we've been filling them up. We're 1/6 of the way full. So let's go ahead and open our resources menu. And let's just time warp. Wait a second. This is not the one. Okay. This is a different one. Mosquito 1. Is it calling it a relay? It might be calling it a relay. This game does some weird things there. Yeah. Switch to, let's reclassify this. It auto-named this, or auto-classified this as a relay because of the antennas that we chose. But I'm going to reclassify it as a lander because this is the actual one. The problem with Mosquito 2 was the way that the game calculates heat and heat transfer. Yeah, there we go. And this is actively drilling and is full. Okay, yeah, we're full. So we can do another load after this. Let's turn off the drills and retract them. But yeah, these parts here, these extendable radiators, cool down the entire vessel. The other ones, the little fins, those only cool down the part they are currently attached to, so they just were not doing the job, even though they had the cooling rating that we need. And yeah, I know that is pitch black for you guys, basically. Alright, we have 670 meters per second of delta V available to us. Let's go ahead and take off. And get a good orbit. So we're gonna point east here. Whoop, not that way. Prograde, you dummy. There we go. Prograde. There we go. That was me pushing the wrong button, but catching myself in time. Alright, let's warp to Apoapsis. Pineapple Apsis for shipwreck. And there's the sun. Now you guys can see. There we go, we've got an orbit, so now what we want to do is set the space station, the nearby fuel tank station, as our target. And let's use MechJeb, maneuver planner, and by impulsive transfer to target, create the node, and execute the node. Rendering is a little bit funky right there. Look at that. We got a little bit of a seam. Okay. Pointing towards the maneuver marker. It's only a 5-second burn. We don't have to change our velocity very much for this. And there we go, we have ignition. And a completed successful burn. All right, let's take a look. What have we got here? We have a Rendezvous. It's a 13-kilometer separation at approach. We will want to improve that. So let's time warp to here. That's 2 hours away. And let's see if we can use the maneuver planner. Let's see, fine-tune closest approach to target. With just a 1/2 meter per second change to our velocity, we can improve this. That's better. Now we have 3.2 kilometers. Let's get closer. It's easier to be precise when we're close. All right, another minor correction burn. We're getting there. There we go. 277 meter separation at closest approach. I will take that. So now what we want to do is match velocities with target at the closest approach. And let's execute that node. And hope it's not too close. I think we'll be fine. Almost 300 meters away, so... Alright, it's pointing us towards the maneuver marker on our nav ball. There's Kerbal way in the distance there. There's our target, 40 kilometers away. We're time warping now. That's a little lag spike as it loads the target into our physics engine here. And here we go. There's our burn. And we are matching orbits. Okay, back to manual control. Let's control from here, from this docking port. And let's activate the docking port camera as well. Alright, we're pointed away from the target now. Let's point at the target. And there's the sun right in our eyes. Ah! There's the space station, and we want to dock on that side of it. There is the fuel refinery right there. Alright, we're going 2 meters per second relative to the target. There's Minmus. Alright, so now if we slow down, we can use our maneuvering thrusters for our final approach. And there is our docking port right there. Let's set that as our target. And we actually have a pretty good alignment already. There we go. Not too shabby. Of course, it's pretty dark, as usual. Oh, hey, I think I am having food delivered. Let's turn on the camera. I don't even know what's on the menu tonight. Ooh.
Pepper steak.
That's right. That looks and smells so good. Even congested, I can smell that. Thank you very much, my amazing wife. All right, coming in for this docking. Perfect on the first try. Look at that. Okay, so now we have all of this ore, and we really should bring an ore holding tank here and transfer the ore here so that it can be refined while we're already sending this off to drill more. So we'll probably do that very soon. First off, yeah, let's go ahead and turn this on for liquid fuel and oxygen. Let's fill this up. We can set this to crash on the surface of Minmus. We don't need that much oxidizer on this. We mostly use just liquid fuel for our current spaceships. So let's start liquid fuel and oxygen refinement. And all these radiators are going to keep the core temperature at a perfect 1000 Kelvin, the ideal temperature for the refinery. So we have thermal efficiency of 100% and a 65% load thanks to Optimus Prime Kerman. That's one of Satan's redeems right there. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to mute for a second for my congestion and to take a bite of my delicious food. Oh my goodness, it's so good. You guys should be jealous. So stinking jealous. All right, let's detach this thing. We're going to briefly lose our efficiency because it won't be docked to where our engineer is. He's hanging out in that tiny little space right there. Oh boy. This is being filled slowly. This one is locked, so resources will not go into it. But yeah, let's undock. And let's back off a little bit. Actually, there's probably a better way to do this, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to just do this here. Undock. And we'll take our nuclear space forklift, which has plenty of fuel, I believe. Let's just double check. Yep, plenty of fuel. And undock. We're going to switch to that ship. Space Forklift 3.1. Nice. It kept the naming. Good. And we're going to set this docking port as our target. Control from here and activate the camera as well. Okay, interesting. What's going on here? These are being weird. Okay, what are our control groups here? Our action groups. Music stops because we're paused. Toggle the hinge. Okay, it's action group number 1. Let's do that. Oh my gosh, these are... Those are not functioning as they should. Let's see. Unlocked. Target angle. Target extension. Yeah, we need our little arms with our maneuvering jets on them for proper leverage, and what the robotic parts in this game are kind of frustrating sometimes. All right, back to this camera. All right, now we have proper control. Yeah, it was not responding the way I'm used to, which was my clue here, that things were amiss. But yeah, we're gonna pick up this fuel tank here. And send it on a crash course with Minmus, so that we don't have it just taking up space. Now this thing is still a little wobblier than it should be. What are you doing, game? What are you doing, Kerbal Space Program? I don't think we will even have robotic parts on day 1. not sure if they're even on the roadmap yet, but I'm sure a modder will come up with them before the game does, just like happened with Kerbal Space Program 1. Gosh. Okay, let's turn on fine control and reduce the jitter. Yeah, this thing is usually so much fun to fly, but right now it's just being a butt. All right, we picked this up. Now we want to control from here. Yep, control from here. And we're in orbit mode. Let's point retrograde. And it's an empty fuel tank, so it's not super heavy. And I'm going to mute the mic and take a bite of my food while we send this on a crash course with the moon Minmus. That is such good food. I don't even care if it's rude to eat on stream. At least I'm muting my mic to do it. All right, let's head back. We don't want this to crash, just the empty fuel tank. All right. Okay, this is looking pretty good here. Let's switch to... Can I switch to that? I can. Perfect. We want this to dock back with the station. So control from here, activate camera. Set that as our target. So we have 2 ships headed back to the station right now. Going a little fast. But we're all right, actually. Yeah, we're good. Slowing down plenty early enough. Let's set that as our target, and let's get lined up. Things have gotten just a little bit out of alignment while we've been waiting. There we go. Supreme Tim says, I guess ship fell asleep as soon as I left. Yep, shocking. Yeah, nobody's keeping boozinated because he's asleep and Kaylee's not here. Hilarious. Is he even going to be awake at 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. your time on Sunday for our stream? I have my doubts. Hey, Supreme Doom has my back. She's taking care of me. All right, let's line this up and let's boozinate while we come in for our docking. I got you, Dan, says Supreme Doom. I know you do. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. This is back, so our efficiency is going to be back up to 65% of our load. Ore is being processed, and now if we go back, this is making its approach now. Let's see, Serena says yes, but not 8 p.m. your time. Elric redeemed Hydrate, so we're gonna hydrate for Elric. Hello, Elric. Glad to see you here. How are you doing? We're doing Saturday in Space on Wednesday, but we're also gonna do it on Saturday. I wanted to do more Kerbal Space programs, so whatever Wednesday can be whatever I want, and today I want it to be Kerbal. He takes a nap on Sunday, and that helps. Okay. What an old man. I hear a fanfare. We have Gerhulk rating. Welcome, Gerhulk. Can we get a shout out for Gerhulk? Gerhulk is a friend of mine. I presume you were playing some Minecraft. Let me know how your stream was going. Welcome. Thanks for bringing your crew here. We're doing a bonus Kerbal stream for whatever Wednesday it's in space today. We have Frog Friend Zen saying hello and waving to us. Hello, Frog Friend Zen. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, we just disposed of an empty fuel tank on this station, which we have named the Nearby Fuel Tank Station, the NFT Station, as a joke. But meanwhile, we have brought ore that we drilled from the surface of Minmus, which is one of the moons of Kerbin, and it is being refined into fuel for our spaceships. Good stream today, saying playing MCC Island. Very cool. That is not one that I have played. I know I've got a couple of friends who've played there, but I have not. All right. So we're gonna dock, and let's turn on fine control again because, man, this thing is wobbly today. Set that docking port as our target. Yeah, things are a lot better now that I am in the fine-tune control mode. All right, slowing down and lining up with this docking port right here. Yep. Come on, magnets, do your trick. There you go. We are docked. So let's take a look. It's low lighting right now, but yeah, we have this here, which is our space forklift. I'm just going to leave the arms with the maneuvering jets extended for now because the robotic parts are just so buggy. Here is our capsule that has our engineer aboard, Optimus Prime Kerman, our satellite relay on the end. Here's our fuel refinery, and this is our lander that drills for ore. And currently we have a full load that is being refined into liquid fuel and oxidizer as we speak. So this is our fuel depot in space, our space gas station. Springnoom says, do you know what I don't like about the new shoutout on mobile, among other things? If I did it right, I don't know, because it doesn't show up. I know, I'm very frustrated with the mobile app. It's very convenient to watch streams on mobile, but Twitch, I don't understand why some of the stuff just doesn't work there. It did indeed work. And Gerhulk says, you play Kerbal Space Program much different to how I do. How do you play it? Because most people, I've noticed, do like one mission and they'll time warp and then complete the mission. I actually like going a little bit closer to real time and juggling a whole lot of missions at once, and that's what we're doing right now. And we're very near our end game, so let's see. Let's open up the map. There are the probes that we have in progress, and a lot of these have failed to reach their targets and are just endlessly in orbit. But some of them are on their way, so yeah, space is a little bit cluttered right now. You play in creative mode and just mess around. Well, that's what we're gonna do on, whoa, is that 2 weeks from now? So we're 9 days away from the release of early access for Kerbal Space Program 2, and I'm gonna buy it the moment I get a notification it's available. And so that's a Friday, the 24th. Normally I can't fit in a schedule on that Friday, unfortunately, a stream. So I'm going to be watching N9 Gaming, I think. He's going to do, I think it's a 24-hour stream. Madness. And I can't even do my normal Saturday in Space the next day because I have an orchestra performance. So we're going to do Saturday in Space on Sunday, a week from this Sunday. And I might do an extra long stream, and we're just going to mess around with KSP2 and see what we can do. Yeah, this is a lot more of a challenge. But I've been playing since early access on this game, so about 10 years now. And yeah. I should be a whole lot better at this than I am, so we're doing things pretty intense for this playthrough, and we're very near the end game. We're getting a little bit more science unlocked, and then we're going to start building a ship to take all of our Kerbals that have been redeemed by viewers on a grand tour of the whole solar system. You'll be out of town, Scream Doom? Oh no! Well, you're going to have to watch on mobile. It's required, or you're fired. Alright, so this can refine our ore into fuel. What is our next event? It is our periapsis around Joule in 61 days. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, let's just let time pass. Let's just watch our resources. Yep, the ore is being consumed. We're in now 1,000 times speed, and there goes the ore. It has all been refined into liquid fuel and oxidizer, and we still have room. Oh my gosh. There is still room. So what we need to do now... You'll be happy. You're happy, but you'll miss it. Aw, that's okay. I hope you're going to be out of town for something fun and not something lame. At least. Alright, let's open up the fuel balancer mod. And liquid fuel, we need... It's these two tanks, right? Let's aim the camera right here. And it's hard to see, but there's a little bit of a blue highlight there. So yeah, these are the right ones. Let's transfer fuel in. Premium says she's going to the big city with her aunt, her mom, her sister, and possibly oldest daughter to go see your baby sister in a play. I almost read that as babysitter. Very cool. So it is something fun. Good, good. Girl says I might get KSP2. Depends on how much of an improvement over 1 and how expensive it is. Yeah, it's not going to be the cheapest or the most expensive game on Steam. I think it's going to be $30 on day 1. Yep, I know I'm going to be getting it no matter what, so I'm just going to go for it. Alright, we've transferred the fuel in. We need some monopropellant for our... we haven't not gotten the oxidizer. Why not? Oh, because I clicked on the wrong tanks. There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, we are full on fuel now. Good, good. And now we have these Stratus V roundified monopropellant tanks. And there are a lot of those on this ship, so which ones are they? These ones. Okay. How many are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 times 4, there are 12. Okay, well, that one is on here, so... This interface is so much better than all the shift right clicking we'd have to do, or alt right clicking to transfer these one at a time. Yeah, $30 ain't bad, says Girl Hulk, but I think I'll wait to see how much better it is than the current version. Yeah, that is very fair. If you don't know for sure you're going to be playing it, then that is absolutely the right way to go. Okay, these are full. Okay, good. We have all the maneuvering fuel we need. And I guess I could just transfer out of these next time. That's probably the right way to go. cool. And we can even generate more of the monopropellant using the refinery, so that's pretty good. Let's stop the refinery for now. Undock. There we go. Switch to this craft here, our lander, and push off. There we go. You probably bought the first one on sale, the Steam gift card. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but I think the first version I played was 0.0.23.5. It was a few months before it went into pre-release. It wasn't so early that I didn't have things like symmetry controls for building rockets, so that's good. I think I would have been very frustrated if I had played it then. Alright, we're going to need to... If we burn retrograde from here, we're going to hit the station, so let's do this and get out of the way. Like so. And yeah, we're using some mods. It's mostly the stock experience, but not entirely. So we're going to go ahead and lower our periapsis here. Now that we are not going to hit the station, let's get a little bit farther out of the way, just for safety. We have time. And that was a little bit overcooked, so let's turn around. Yeah, we don't want a negative or periapsis. We want about 24 kilometers or so. There we go. 20 kilometers will work. Let's look at the map. Let's filter that out. We don't need all that noise. And so one of those mods we have is the ScanSat mod. So what we're going to do is we've done a scan of Minmus for resources. Let's draw the overlay so that we know where we should land for drilling. And we should land right here in the flats. So let's warp to here. That's 3.5 hours away. And of course that's going to move, so we're going to do more time warping. Supreme Doom says, I'm still fighting a cold and my daughter is leaving to go out of town tomorrow. I'm fighting a cold too, I think. So I'm gonna head out, hug her good night, and get some Z's. No worries, Supreme Doom. Thanks for being here. And I'm gonna give you a shout out since you won't shout out yourself. Not a hout out, a shout out. And yeah, follow Supreme Doom. We recently got her into Vault Hunters. And mostly she streams crafts, and it is always a good time. Alright, let's point retrograde so we can slow down. We could land here, but it's an easier landing on the greater flats, so that's what we're going to do. Like so. Let's open up landing info from MechJeb. There it is. All right, we're about to fly over our landing site. And then I'm going to catch up on chat in just a moment here. Let's switch to service mode. Let's point at the horizon underneath our retrograde marker so we can burn off just our lateral velocity here. There we go. All right, that's good enough. Let's see, Copernicus Cat, welcome. Let's see, Supreme Doom said she won the senior MVP for female wrestling in our school club yesterday. Pretty proud. That's pretty cool. Girl says, speaking of Vault Hunters, I was chatting with some other people and was wondering if your Vault Hunters install is completely base, or if we have other mods running on that server as well. It is very nearly completely base. Okay, we have 1 minute 20 seconds. I don't want to miss that while I'm doing chat. Let's point retrograde. We've only made a couple of changes. We have done a minor edit to the Alex's mob config, so we can have about a dozen of the Alex's mobs spawn in our world, so that I can have my grizzly bears as pets. We have a voice chat mod, and I have made a data pack that fixes a bug where the post boxes, if you break them, they don't drop themselves. So I fixed it. I figured it out and fixed it with the data pack. Other than that, it is a completely base install. I've got a couple client-side mods that are just fun, but yeah. All right, let's land and then catch up with the chat. And yeah, welcome Copernicus Cat. Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you here. Alright, let's do a breaking burn. And yeah, I don't know why the rendering of the plume is so bugged down here on the surface of Minmus. I bet it has something to do with the parallax mod that's making it all shiny, but it's okay. We're gonna slow down just gently here for a gentle touchdown. The nice thing about the flats is that they are perfectly flat, hence the name. So perfectly flat, perfectly level. Easiest place in the entire solar system to land. There's our shadow. And this is going to be even more gentle a landing than the last one. And we have touchdown. Very cool. All right, let's see. Springdom says she won Rookie for first year, so she has bookend trophies. Nice. That's very cool. Copernicus Cat says, a real spacefarer would land on the peak. I mean, we could try that. Good night, Supreme Doom. Good to see you there. Good to see you. Hope you have a good night. And let's see. Wouldn't they be a partial arc? I don't know. Gurok says, well, I have homework I've got to do, and also probably end up messing around in KSP at the same time. Very cool. Yeah, you're welcome to lurk. No worries. Or if you have to just go entirely, no worries there either. Always good to see you. Thanks for bringing your crew. And good luck with the homework and the KSP. All right, let's extend the drills. And start them up. And I'm going to hit the cock button again, mute myself, so that you don't have to hear me blowing my nose because I'm fighting a cold too, and taking a bite of my food. Give me just a moment. Much better, and also still such delicious food. All right, So let's go ahead and time warp. We have 60 days until we get to our periapsis at Jewel. Yeah, our battery balance is great. Look at the batteries drain at night, but not all the way, down to about 1/4. All right, we're full up again, so let's stop the drills and retract them, and of course it's night. And now we're 56 days away, so we could do this several more times, but we've already done this twice in one stream, so let's not bore you guys with that. That'll be fine. I can do this off camera. Instead, let's go ahead and move the clock forward. Let's switch to ScanSat 5, and let's time warp to that periapsis. Stream Doom popping in to say hello to Copernicus Cat, and then back to lurking. Get some sleep, Stream Doom. You need some sleep. Almost as bad at lurking as I am. Oh my gosh. Alright, so let's just warp to this target right here. Look at those moons go. I am, says Supreme Doom. Oh, I've got haircut pictures of my kiddos. My wife is doing their haircuts right now. Malcolm is not thrilled, but his hair is cut. And Vivenna, I think she just did like a pro. Nice. Stop pulling me back in, says Supreme Doom. Hey, you're blaming the victim here. Bye, not you. I'll just assume that was French for bye. Alright, our signal strength is 33%. That's fantastic. Alright, let's point retrograde and let's get our capture orbit. Very inclined, but that's okay. And yeah, we have 10.5 kilometers per second delta V available to this thing. If that's not enough, I don't know what is. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a long burn, so let's speed the game up to 4 times speed, and I'm going to, while we do this burn, I'm going to mute myself and enjoy my food. Be jealous. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna redeem my own Boozinate. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, Dan Bear Pig redeemed Boozinate. Okay, I guess I have to do it. Yum. Copernicus Cat with the beer and the cat emotes. Cheers and cool cat. Nice. Alright, we're slowing down. Our orbit's going to be pretty slow this high up. Yeah, we have 490,000 kilometers altitude right now. 490 megameters. This is going to be a very, very long orbit. But it won't stay there. We're going to be changing it. We got some encounters that it's briefly calculating there as we burn past them. Wow. No, none of those is relevant. There we go. There's our capture orbit. But See, descending node is coming in 48 days. Okay. Should I match planes with the target from here? I think I probably should. The space is quite large, vast even, I know. Very, very large. I can't do justice to the Douglas Adams quote, or I would try. You might think it's a long way to the chemist down the street, but that's just peanuts to space. There, I tried a little bit. Okay, so let's use MechJeb, and let's... Can it just do... Yeah, maneuver planner. Can it just... It can. Okay, a 700 meter per second burn in 47 days. So that's at the descending node. Will not only match planes, but will get us an encounter with Paul, the farthest out moon of Jewel. So let's do that. Yeah, let's do it. Before we do, though, let's make an alarm for that, and let's go back to our map of Gilly and see how that's progressing. See if we can get any good science out of that. Let's see, maneuver. And we want a 1 hour advance notice. And this is the... What ship is this that we're on? ScanSat Supreme 5, that's what it is. ScanSat 5, whole correction burn. There we go. Add the alarm. Yep, coming up in 47 days. Copernicus Cat says, well, considering that there are black holes as large as our entire star system, the Oort and all, yeah. Yep, there's a lot out there and so much space in between. I love the popular like science fiction depictions of asteroids, of the asteroid belt. And in reality, you can't see the nearest asteroid from the asteroid you're on if you are on an asteroid. There's a lot of space out there. So much stinky space. All right, let's zoom out so that hopefully the sun doesn't blind you guys. There we go. Gilly. Let's zoom into Gilly. I know I only just recently read The Expanse, but I kind of want to read it again because it was so dang good. And The Expanse does space travel within the solar system right. Yes, they have a sci-fi rocket engine that is absurdly powerful, but still it follows physics as far as maneuvers go. Yeah, the Expanse did a pretty good job of showing space as it should be, physics too. Now, controversial opinion here. I thought the show was pretty bad. I did not at all enjoy the show. The book series, though, is an absolute 100,000,000% masterpiece. One of the best things I've ever read. Possibly my new favorite science fiction series is that book series. It is perfection. The show, though, I want everyone involved to die a horrible death. The Epstein Drive, yes. And I know I'm in the minority on that. Most people who watched that show freaking loved it, and I don't understand. I'm okay with it. I'll live with it. Okay, so let's open up the map. Yes, once in a while. So it was interesting, Copernicus Cat, because sometimes the visual effects crew on the show, I feel like, were the only ones who read the books. The characters just made me mad. They were not fun like they were in the books. They were whiny. If Kaylee was here, she'd be like, "Oh, here he goes again. I've been on this before." But every once in a while, like there was some of the big battles that they did an incredible job showing the point defense turrets, the way the rockets work, and then they would show the bridge of the ships, and everyone's just standing there. No one's, strapped into their seats. And I'm like, okay, you guys are all pasted on the walls right now, but okay. At the very least, if you've got magnetic boots, all your legs just broke. But yeah, the some of the visuals were perfect. Like, there were a couple of the battles that I'm like, that is it. That is right. That is absolutely perfect. But yeah, so the physics though were so good. All right, let's take a look. We've got, oh, we're looking at Ike. Oh yeah, we need to look at Ike too. So let's do that next. So we've got, that's our resource map of Gilly done. That's what we were doing, a resource map. So let's send that home. We already did that. So actually, visual. We are over Gilly. Ah, there we go. We can see it. Okay, we do have that. So let's stop the scan, the multispectral scan. There's our visual map of Gilly. Here's our biome map. Yeah, every once in a while they did show what happened when you weren't strapped in, but there was a lot of disconnect between what was happening with the CGI and what was happening with the actors on the on the sets. But I think they were also implying that weren't any jarring directional changes for the most part. No jet fighter turns. More jarring than jet fighter turns is what they should have been showing. Like the only character on the Rocinante that I feel like they got close to the books was Alex. He was fun. I really actually enjoyed him. But the rest of them, I was like, oh, please no, please no. But yeah, that book series, I cannot recommend it enough. Let's analyze this data. We got 90 science to send home. Even with all that squinting, those astronomers couldn't see the biomes here. Ha! Dumb astronomers. That's 1 point for science and 0 points for science. I can see the biomes. Let's transmit that data home. Yeah, highly recommend the books. It's a different crew. They all have the same names, but it's a whole lot more like the fun banter that you get in Firefly. Like that was like if we wanted to bring back Firefly, we don't have to. We just need to do a proper adaptation of The Expanse, because that crew, especially by the time the writing really locked in by the second book for the characters, like they are fun to hang out with. Really a whole lot of fun. Okay, so and who was Amos? Amos in particular, they got him so wrong in the show. Like, he was fun. He was so much fun in the books, but he was just kind of in the show. Yeah, Firefly was good. Updating its physics would be great. Yeah, this is basically if the crew from Firefly, with different names and actors, of course, but that kind of crew fun dynamic is what is in the books. That's what exists in the books. Like, I really felt like I was friends with everyone in the crew in the books. In the movie, though, I was like, just show a battle, please, in the show. But yeah, I know I'm very much in the minority having that opinion. I know that. It's a very popular show. And I think a lot of that has to do with how starved for good science fiction we've been. Let's see how we are here. We have 932.8 science. That's so close. What else do we have? We've got our synthetic aperture radar. Let's take a look. We're too low. We need... Oh. Yeah. I don't think we can do synthetic aperture radar scan of Gilly, because in order to get high enough, the minimum altitude is 500 kilometers, and we are going to be outside of Gilly's sphere of influence before we can do that. So, yep, that is not going to be an option here. Instead, let's go to orbit of Eve itself. And Copernicus Cat says, though Firefly was good because it took time to travel through a single triple star system, and good old projectile weapons were the standard. Yes, it was not hard sci-fi. It was good sci-fi, but it was not hard sci-fi. But The Expanse, as far as the books are concerned, is hard sci-fi done perfectly. I'm not even going to say hard sci-fi done right. It's hard sci-fi done perfectly. Even with, you know, aliens and faster than light and everything. Some people complained when they introduced that, but They did it so well. And no spoilers, but the ending was so satisfying. And it goes, the TV show only covers half of the books. They're on a hiatus at this point. But yeah, Firefly, I miss Firefly. Let's burn prograde. We're already pointed prograde, although we need to change our control point before we do that. Otherwise, this will go horribly wrong, and we don't want it to go horribly wrong. Only a little bit wrong. Okay, pin this so we don't have to clip the camera in there again. Let's do control point default. There we go, and we'll point prograde. There we go. And let's look at the map and let's just do a burn. And look at that. Already we have an escape of Gilly. So yeah, there's no way we're going to be doing anything higher than this as far as the scan goes. And okay, we're not in the right place to lower our orbit around Eve. That's okay. We have 1 hour until our Gilly escape, so let's just time warp. There we go, and let's point retrograde now. And let's lower our orbit around Eve. So we want to get... Where do we want to go for... Let's start with the synthetic aperture radar, because that's the one that needs the highest altitude. And about 500 kilometers is the ideal there. So let's do this. Lowering that periapsis just a little bit at a time. We can speed the game up for this. Yeah, Gilly is in a pretty high orbit too. Alright, so slow down to real time. Alright, 550 kilometers, that's pretty good. Copernicus Cat says, it's interesting to note that most of the Firefly crew showed up the last couple seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, Joss Whedon has kind of a group that he just works with regularly. And, you know, it works. Although he typically has an issue where we already have Maneuver Planner available. He puts together this incredible ensemble cast and then puts a lead actor, or usually a lead actress, in place who is not great. He did it with Buffy. I'm not particularly a fan of Sarah Michelle Gellar, but the rest of the cast was incredible. He did it with Dollhouse, which was a very good show. Eliza Dushku, who was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, has no acting ability whatsoever. Like, her acting dynamic is to look at the screen, kind of cock her head in confusion and shrug a little bit. That's her dynamic range, her emotional range. But the rest of the cast, every single one of them, some of the best acting I have ever seen on TV or otherwise. Incredible acting. The girl who played November, some of the best emotional acting I've ever seen on TV. Just incredible. Had to be better than Will Smith's son. Are you talking about the sci-fi movie they were in that I would not have gone to go watch if I'd known it was M. Night Shyamalan? I didn't know it was M. Night Shyamalan, and I was watching that in the theater by myself, and I was like, what the heck? This movie is terrible. And then it got to the end and said M. Night Shyamalan. I'm like, oh, of course it was terrible. No wonder this was so bad. No wonder they didn't advertise it as M. Night Shyamalan. It was. He was okay in The Day the Earth Stood Still, but he didn't have to do a whole lot there. So let's change our inclination to... Let's not change our inclination. Well, yeah, let's change our inclination to 90 degrees. We do need to change our inclination. Create the node. And that's coming up in 8 days. That's good. We want to burn some time, so that is just wild. Okay. All right, let's execute next node. Oh, what was it called? It was that really bad sci-fi movie where there were the aliens that can smell fear, so you had to be completely in control of your emotions to fight them. And oh boy, that was a very special movie. But yeah, like I said, I think we've been very starved for good sci-fi. There's been plenty of good fantasy lately, Season 8 of Game of Thrones notwithstanding, but good sci-fi has been hard to come by, and I think that is part of why The Expanse was so popular as a series, even though, in my opinion, it did not do a good job at adapting the books. Except in a few specific scenes where the special effects team nailed it. Alright, we're changing our inclination. Let's speed up the game to 4 times speed. And look at our orbit pivoting on our current point so that we get a nice polar orbit. How are our alarms going? We are 35 days away from our next burn around Jewel. Alright, and we've kept our same periapsis, that's fantastic. So now what we want to do is tell MechJeb to change our apoapsis and make that also 550 kilometers. Create the node, there we go. And yeah, that's going to give us a nice circular orbit. Execute the next node that's coming up in 10 days. After Earth, that's what it was called, yes. Like, I enjoyed Avatar better than that. The James Cameron one, because even though it was a bland story, at least it was a fun story. Like, I had a fun time on Pandora. Even if after the movie I pretty much just completely forgot everything, but it looked good. I enjoyed Prometheus better, because even though that was a terrible movie, it was at least silly and fun. But After Earth took itself so seriously. Alright, while it does this burn, I'm going to mute my mic and take another bite of my delicious, incredible food, my pepper beef. Yum, 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 yum. Copernicus Cat saying, yeah, it seems that any time a good sci-fi series comes along, it gets moved to some terrible time slot. Yeah. I think networks just don't know how to market sci-fi, which is weird. The one good thing I can say about Firefly getting canceled when it did is that it didn't have a chance to jump the shark. So I really like the state where they left it, just kind of hanging there. Like, we got to spend one year basically with the crew of Serenity, and then we went our separate ways and they continued on their adventures. And then they came out with the movie Serenity, which is so freaking good. It's just such a good movie. Yeah, it's more likely that. NBC executives decide that no one wants sci-fi, and I don't know why they decide that, because sci-fi is so good. I didn't even know about Firefly until it had already been aired and canceled. I found out about it because someone was talking about the movie, and so I was like, huh, I should watch this, and I couldn't find it anywhere. This is before streaming services were so ubiquitous, so I pirated it. Shh, don't tell anybody. And I watched the entire show in 2 days. Just binged it by myself. And then was like, wait, that's it? No, I need more. And then I went and saw the movie, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect way to end it. And I don't think they should revive it. I don't think they should bring it back. I think they should leave it. Leave it as is, because it's perfect how it is. Perfect like this orbit. So let's change our control point back to forward. Go prograde, and this is how we manage to keep it pointed straight at the surface of the planet. Yes, and you know why NBC decides that what sci-fi needs is a lot of reality and ghost hunting? Because how much does it cost to produce those shows? Absolutely nothing. So with half the viewership, they can get a huge profit relative to producing something like Firefly. And I mean, this was before all the, Joss Whedon controversy stuff, which I don't know what to make of it. I haven't looked into it. I don't really want to. So they can't even say that as an excuse. But there we go. Now what we can do is start scanning synthetic aperture radar. There goes our antenna unfolding so satisfyingly like that. Let's open the map again. Celestial body is now Eve. And map type, we need... See, this is not going to do visual. This is not multispectral. We've got good coverage, too. Look at that. Those ticks are nice and evenly spaced. Look at our nice paths, our orbital paths. There we go. We're getting some data. Let's open up the zoom map. Lock it to this vessel. And let's see, why are we not getting visuals here? Map type. Slope. There it is. Let's get altimetry. That's going to be more pleasing to the eyes. There we go. Altimetry. Cool. And this is going to map away in the background, and then we can send this back to Kerbal and analyze it and get all the science points. Meanwhile, lots of time has passed. We can take a look at Ike as well. And we have a complete resource map of Ike. All right, let's go back to the map. Let's transmit that home. There's the sun. I blinded you guys. You're welcome. Duna, Ike. Here we go. Copernicus Cat says, I mean, that's happened to a lot of networks. Yep. Animal Planet, Learning Channel, etc. All just got reality shows and ghost hunting. Yep. Look at it. Your camera has night vision. I know, right? That's basically it. Oh, those shows are so terrible. But they don't have to perform nearly as well to turn a profit. So the risk is so low. And that's why they do it. We have, oh, look at this. We have an eclipse. So I was like, that looks weird. Wait a second. That is Duna's shadow. Look at this. Let's go out of map view. Oh, we're not controlling this. Switch to this. Yeah, let's get a cool screenshot here. Speaking of night vision. Yeah, there are only so many shows like Planet Earth that really do justice to the origins of those networks, we'll say. Okay, where is... There's Ike over there. Yeah, we can't really get the same effect here, can we? That's unfortunate. Let's see. We pan out, now we get too much distortion. I don't like the lens distortion, so yeah, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to enjoy the view from here. That's just very pretty. Meanwhile, we have this resource scan, and we can analyze the data. Ike may not be the solar system's most interesting celestial body, but that doesn't make this resource data any less useful. That's right, it's enough. 50 science, send it. Done, and we have 987.8. It's not quite enough. We need a little bit more. We're so close. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this tech by the end of the stream. I'm determined. Dang it. Let's see, what is this? World first milestones. Ooh, escape the gravitational influence of Gilly. First flyby of Val. Escape the gravity of Val. First science data from Ike. Nice. Very cool. Also says Copernicus Cat. Old sanatoriums have cold basements in our drafty. That's not a ghost. You should have worn a jacket. I know, right? Oh, it'd be really fun to recreate something like that in Minecraft, though. Like, do it. I've kind of wanted for a while to do some parodies of some of those shows in Minecraft. Film it with 3Play Mod. I had a plan. It didn't come to fruition. Maybe we can resurrect it with Alpin Glow Up when she was still playing on First Craft, where we were going to do some of those HD TV shows like This Old House and House Flippers or whatever those shows are called on Minecraft. I think that would be a lot of fun. Very funny. Okay, let's stop the scan. And let's take a look at the multispectral scanner. We're in suboptimal altitude. We want to be above 300 kilometers for ideal. We can do that. We're actually very close to that right now, so let's change. Let's point prograde, and we need to change our control point. Lock the camera. Pin, let's see, control point default. There we go, and now we're going to point forward. Let's close that. Pimp my castle. There you go. You can do pimp my ride, and all you do is change the horse armor. Maybe in post add some, TV monitors to it, like all over the place. No, we want to do some like house flippers type stuff, like take a because there was a woodland mansion that Bowser and I burned down on First Craft. Just out of spite, we burned it down, and we thought it would be funny to rebuild it and make it so much nicer, and do it like what's the show where they take a family that is in dire need, like they've had a tragedy or they're just in really bad financial shape, and they build them a house in a week, like a crazy cool house. Do something like that would be a lot of fun. Especially since she's such a good interior designer, and I'm so bad at that. All right, we're pointing forwards. Let's pin apoapsis and periapsis. Let's get about 320, I think. Should be good. There we go, and let's do this here. Change apoapsis to 320 kilometers. Create the node. Execute next node. No. Oh. Create a new periapsis. That's what I need. Change periapsis. We already did the apoapsis, so this needs to be 320 kilometers. That's why it's saying, yeah, it's a 0.0 meter per second burn. Yeah, of course it is. Create the node and execute. There we go. And once again, I'm going to mute myself and take a bite of my food while we watch MechJeb perform this maneuver. Well, actually, I should take it back that we haven't had a lot of good sci-fi lately, because this past year had both probably the best TV show I've ever seen and the worst TV show I've ever seen in the same year. And both were very popular. So the best one was Andor. I did not expect to like Andor that much, but holy cow, was that an incredible show. I loved Andor. So good. And possibly, for its budget, this is all relative to its budget, the worst TV show I've ever seen in my life, Rings of Power. I don't know, that's a polarizing one right there, and oh boy, that was my hate watch. It was so very bad. I still haven't seen House of the Dragon. I really want to. I've heard some very good things about that, even from people who were burnt out by season 8 of Game of Thrones being just so bad after being set up so well, you know? Okay, so now our status is ideal, so let's begin our multispectral scan, and this is going to give us, what's this going to give us? Biome and visual maps. We already have the resource map. But yeah, let's change the control point back to forward. And there we go. And let's point directly down at Ike. But the amazing thing with Andor is that we managed an entire season of a Star Wars show that felt like Star Wars without having a single use of the Force or lightsabers. I don't know how they managed that, but they did. It was just such a good show overall. Okay, we are now getting this map of Ike. So, where are we now? We can unpin that. We don't need that now. Alarms, we're 24 days away from our ScanSat 5 correction burn at Paul. So let's switch to that and continue this mission. Not every planet can afford those fancy weapons, yeah. What, you mean those planets weren't super weapons that can destroy other planets? What? And yeah, it basically did the opposite of what Star Wars Episode 2 did in making the galaxy feel big again. Like, my biggest complaint about Episode 2 of the prequels, I mean, it was pretty bad overall, but Obi-Wan just got from planet to planet pretty much immediately as far as the narration was concerned, and it made the galaxy feel like he was just strolling down the neighborhood. But travel time felt big in Andor, and had consequences if people couldn't get somewhere quick enough. Like, everyone wasn't just at the next place they needed to be. Like, it took some time. What are my thoughts on the film Passengers? My thoughts are that I haven't seen it. Is it one you would recommend? I don't really know a whole lot about it. Okay, so we're 25 days away from that maneuver. Let's go ahead and just execute that node. All right, take it away, MechJeb. You would, yes. Okay, cool. Is that on Netflix? I'll have to look for it. I know I've seen it recommended to me on my my smart TV, but I don't know much about it. Don't look up anything on it. It's Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. Those are two actors that I like. They've both been in things that I have liked and things that I haven't, but I've always liked them in those things, so... Like, honestly, the best thing I can say about the Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World series, is that it has Chris Pratt in it, and he's fantastic. A movie with some pleasing twists. Nice! Let's see, sci-fi movies that I liked. Oblivion was really good. I did like Oblivion. But my favorite sci-fi movie has to be Interstellar. Interstellar is just too good. Delete and close. And it's on Prime. Okay, oh, contract complete. We detected 3 comets with the Sentinel Infrared Telescope. That's our COVID telescope, our Celestial Object Vector Intercept Detector. Yeah, we got 134,000 Spaceos and 18 science points. Nice, is that enough? That's enough, right there. It's on Prime, and I can watch it with the missus. Cool, I'll recommend that to her. I'll pitch her that. We just finished watching season 2 of Legends of Vox Machina, which I'm not sure how enjoyable that show would be if you're not already a fan of Critical Role. But as huge fans of Critical Role, she introduced me to it. We very much enjoyed it. You love that show? Nice. They were just starting campaign 2 when she introduced me to it, and so we were trying to watch as much of campaign 1 together as we could and catch up on it, and hoping to catch up to live. And we've pretty much given up on ever catching up to watching them live. So we finished campaign 1. It took us like 2.5 years to do that, and we decided, okay, we're not even going to try to coordinate to watch several hundred hours of this show together, so we're just gonna each watch it separately and discuss it at where we both have gotten to. So I'm like 33 episodes into campaign 2 now, and she's like 5. Because I watch when I'm not, streaming. When I'm playing a game, like grinding out resources in Minecraft or something, I'll be watching either other streams or YouTube videos, including Critical Role. But yeah, you never saw a thing before that, but love the characters to bits. Yep. If you have several hundred hours where you are willing to watch YouTube or listen to their podcasts, the original show that they did live on Twitch is pretty fantastic. In particular, I've never enjoyed advertising more than Sam Riegel's live advertisements for their sponsors. That guy is a comedic genius, an absolute madman. He's just so funny. There are even compilations of just his sponsor bits, and those are worth watching on YouTube, like looking up Sam Riegel sponsor compilations. Alright, we still have 130 days before we encounter Paul. Let's zoom in and get that more precisely here. Alright, we're gonna have to use this interface for this. We need an alarm for this. So let's do SOI change to get this exactly. Time until is 130 days and an hour and a half. I'm not going to make this type of alarm though, because this one tends to get recalculated when we're in time warp and ruins everything. So instead I'm going to remember 133 days and do manual time alarm. 133 days. And we're going to link this to this vessel, and we're going to call this ScanSat 5 Hull Encounter, and add the alarm. Very cool, look at that. And yeah, that's going to take a while. We're going to have 3 other events that are already in our alarms before that. Have I seen Moon? I don't remember if I saw that or I think I did see Moon. That's more than 10 years old, right? I think I did see it. Another you should watch with no knowledge of what will happen. Yeah. I don't think that one was quite to my taste, but I wasn't exactly bored with it. I enjoyed having watched it. So yeah, I did watch that. I watched that while I was working on oil rigs. Out in the field, and I had a lot of time to burn back then. But yeah, it was one of many movies that I watched back then. Let's see, we should be good to go on... Let's go back to Eve. And this ScanSat, and see how it's doing. Switch to ScanSat Supreme number 8. Yeah, our big deal right now is scanning all the planets that we can in the solar system and their moons for resources, so that when we send our big ship, which I still need to design, on its grand tour, we know where we can send our landers to drill for resources and refuel, because we're definitely going to need to be doing some refueling on that mission. Alright, so let's open up our map again. There we go. And let's do Celestial Body Eve. And look at that, we have a complete altimetry map of Eve. Look how cool that looks. All of that, we're penetrating the cloud layer, this thick cloud layer, with our synthetic aperture radar antenna, and we've got this nice image of the surface of Eve. Map type, slopes. We don't have biome though, we need our multispectral analysis for that. But altimetry looks pretty cool, and we can send that home. So let's stop the scan and analyze the data. I love that animation, that's so good. Another 100 science. The high-resolution sensor cut through the hazy purple atmosphere well, and you are able to distinguish minute details on the surface. The scientists back at KSC will be relieved. They were probably holding their breaths. Will this even work? Will it actually work? That's a lot of data we're sending back. Uploading data. And done. And now we have 1100 science points. So next, let's go in farther and let's do the multispectral analysis. This needs to be between 70 and 400 kilometers and prefers above 300. So let's change it to a 320 kilometer orbit. Copernicus Cat says, I recall one short film that was very interesting. There were two people on a moonlight planet trying to survive, and they discovered evidence of alien life. Do you remember what it was called? And Satan, with the boozinate and the hydrate. Thank you so much, Satan. I have been insufficiently boozinated today, and I'm so sad about it. Happy birthday again, Satan. I'll drink for your birthday. Yum, yum, yum. It's because Shipwreck is asleep. And delicious, refreshing ice water as well. Satan always looking out for me. Okay, let's go back to map view. Let's change periapsis to 328 kilometers. And execute the node. Let's see, Copernicus says they find the bones of an alien race in a collapsed cave. The bones look human, and then you see one of the characters look at the other, and they are, to us, the aliens. Nice. Classic. Okay, what are we doing here? It's freaking, oh, okay. I know exactly what's happening. Let's abort node execution. I have derped slightly. We need to change, of course, the control point. This is what happens if we don't. It doesn't know what to do because it thinks it's pointed the wrong way. Default. All right. Execute next node. Now we can do it properly. It's fun to see the perspective of the aliens discovering human aliens. Yeah. Oh, man. Here's a science fiction movie that I was looking forward to so much, and then I keep forgetting it was ever even made because it was so meh when it was made, is Ender's Game. How sad is that? Why are we doing this maneuver here? Let's fix that. There we go. You can't recall the name of the film. That was a pretty good film. Ender's Game? Have you read the book? I hope so. That is one of the definitive works of science fiction of all time. And it was not that it was a bad movie. It was that it was unfortunately a very forgettable movie for me. And it needed to be better. All right, here we go. Yeah, and it's not just that you can't do a perfect adaptation of a book. Like, not everything can be so to the word perfectly adapted like Fight Club was. But the movie itself was just very forgettable. Like, I can't even remember any of the characters. And I know those characters from the books. Like, I know things have to be left out and it has to be abridged, but yeah. I should read Children of Men, because that's another one of my top 5 favorite films of all time, especially for sci-fi. And that one, I know that they've made some changes from the books, but it made for an incredibly well done film. Very emotional film. Yeah, I, Robot was nothing like the book, and I haven't read Asimov. I should. It's on my list, but I do know that that was very much not like the book, and that movie was okay. I did enjoy that movie. I think they did an okay job, but yeah. Oh, okay. Again, I'm going to retract a little bit my claim that we haven't had much good sci-fi lately. Dune. And I'm the recent adaptation of Dune is so freaking good that I am waiting. I'm putting off, even though it's been on my list for a long time, reading Dune, because according to my wife, who's a big fan of that book, and a lot of other people that I've talked to, it is such a good, faithful adaptation of Dune that I really should just wait until part 2 is out. Apple is doing the Foundation. I did hear that. I forgot about that, but yeah, that might be interesting. See, let's change Apple Apsis now to match 320 kilometers. Next, periapsis. Okay, fine. We'll do 321. That's not within your margin of error. Okay. There we go. And execute next node. And speaking of good fantasy, Netflix had The Sandman. The Sandman was very good. And there's another one that we watched recently that was very good that I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it'll come to me. For All Mankind is good. I've heard good things about that. Alternate History of the Space Race. I've heard very mixed things about that, but I should probably give it a shot at some point. I know Scott Manley has been enjoying it, so that's a pretty good recommendation. If nothing else, it sounds like one that would be fun, you know? Alright, we're doing this burn. We can speed this up as well. And we can see the marks on the map shift as our orbit changes. And they look how nice and evenly spread out those are. This is a really good orbit here. Farscape was pretty good. I remember, was it Farscape or is it another one way back then? Because that's an old show at this point. And I had a hard time getting into it, but I've heard so many good things that I should probably give it another chance. I did really enjoy the 2005 reboot of Battlestar Galactica. That was quite good. It wasn't perfect. It was closer to the tone that I would have wanted from The Expanse. Although a lot of that crew is a lot more serious than fun. And yeah, it definitely had its problems, but it was a very enjoyable show. Better, I dare say, than the original. The original Battlestar Galactica had an incredible pilot. Like as a movie, the I think it's 3 parts pilot was super good, and after that it was just super goofy. Copernicus Katz is a good explanation as to how everyone understood one another's language. Interesting. So yeah, usually that's just hand waved away. And a lot of people point to an episode of Deep Space Nine where they kind of show encountering a new alien race, and you watch as the Universal Translator very quickly learns their language. And a lot of people like that, but I thought it just kind of shone a spotlight on how convenient the universal translator was, and I'd rather it just be accepted that, yeah, we got this thing, it's hand waving, but we can just all understand each other and it's fine. Caprica made for a good backstory. I haven't seen Caprica. I should watch Caprica. The only thing that I disliked about the reboot was Laura Roslin. She was so freaking smug that even when she said things that I agreed with, I was like, oh, but please don't say it. I did not mind that they changed Starbuck to a girl because she was such a good character. Like, very well done version of Starbuck. I know that was a controversial one there. All right, we are now in ideal altitude for the enhanced multispectral scanner. So let's begin that scan. And this is going to give us our visual and biome maps. So let's start on visual and see what we see. All right, we're scanning, right? Refresh. Visual, ideal. We are scanning. Refresh. I don't see it. Visual of Eve. Let's zoom in. Okay, it's just too small. Okay, I can vaguely see some purple in there. There we go. And Copernicus Cat says, no, Farscape made a good scientific argument for how you could have different species understand one another. Nice. First episode just throws a human into a mix of aliens. Yeah, I should give that another chance. I mean, I was pretty young when that first came out. I should try it again. What was the recent book by the guy who wrote The Martian? What was it called? Project something. But I listened to that as an audiobook recently at the recommendation of my wife, and I really enjoyed that. And that had a lot of interesting, it was very streamlined, but it was very plausible of him learning the language of the alien that he encounters. Bit dated now, but still pretty good, yeah. It's basically Space Muppets, right? Because it's got the Jim Henson puppets for the aliens, which is very unique. I'm thinking of the right show, right? That's Farscape? I think so. All right, but that's going to scan away. Let's take a look at Ike. Turn off the resources. We've got a pretty good visual map of Ike going. We have a few gaps. There are the biomes. And you see a few aliens that are pulled right from other productions? Nice. That's fun. All right, let's... Yeah, we're 90% done with the multispectral analysis of Ike. 90% done. What do we have here? We have 73 days away from a MOHO launch window. And honestly, even though we're about 5 minutes earlier than the planned stop time, this is as good a stop point as we're going to have. So let's go ahead and go back to the Space Center and let's unlock our technology and call this stream a total complete triumph. Makes them interesting if you notice them. I wonder if I would or not. I remember, okay, so some of the most fun watching TV that I had back in the 90s was The Adventures of Hercules and Xena Warrior Princess. Like, those were what I would watch after school. They are super campy, super goofy, objectively not, you know, great, but they were so fun. Like, that's the most important thing. I will forgive so much, quality-wise and realism-wise, if the show is just fun. And that is, in my opinion, the biggest crime of the Expanse TV show, is that it was not fun for me. Like, the characters that I fell in love with in the books and wanted to hang out with, I didn't see them in the show. But yeah, if it's fun, I will keep watching it. Terrible but fun. But back then they were pretty well done. The wire fights, like the power kicks, where you can practically see them sliding along a wire and then kicking each other. It was just so goofy and so fun. All right, so we have 1,100 science to spend. We're going to spend 1,000 science, I think, on, is it this? We want the large holding tank, yes, for ores. We don't particularly need those. We don't need ion propulsion. Advanced unmanned tech is good. Specialized electrics. We don't really need bigger batteries or nuclear engines. I think this is actually what we wanted. We can do 2 in the 550 tier. Let's do that. Tron is one to watch again. Tron is a masterpiece. Tron came out the year I was born. Or was it the next year? I was born in 1982. Was Tron 82 or 83? I think it was 82, but oh man, I grew up on Tron. Tron is so good. I was underwhelmed by the sequels that they made recently, but I didn't hate them. But the original Tron, even though that's totally not how computers work, I don't care. It was amazing. Yes. For the dated fashion. Okay, speaking of how the future is supposed to be in dated fashion, some friends of ours suggested recently that my wife and I watch the movie Hackers. And that is a movie that is objectively just so bad, but it is so fun. Hack the Gibson. I think that was Angelina Jolie's first role. I know, from an objective standpoint, it is an awful, terrible, horribly done movie. From just a subjective standpoint, absolutely watch it. You'll have such a fun time. Hilarious movie. This is hacking. I want a control room just like the Gibson. Oh boy. You think passengers will age well? Very good to know. Yeah, I do want to watch it. Let's see. You do kind of want that engine there. We might want the hypersonic flight. We definitely want experimental aerodynamics. This is going to be an integral part of our Grand Tour ship. These are some parts that I want, these big tanks. So we're going to research that for 550 science points. We don't need ion propulsion. We don't really need those. Don't care about that. Advanced metalworks, no. Experimental science, okay, we're gonna save up. We're going to buy that, but this means that I can start doing the design work on our Grand Tour spaceship. And maybe we can, in the very near future, next stream or the one after, we'll see, maybe start launching some of the pieces of it to space. We're going to assemble it in orbit and then launch it. But yeah, right on time, we're gonna end there. Thanks for the very fascinating chat on the science fiction and fantasy Copernicus Cat. That was fun. Let's see who's online that we can raid. Let's see, we have several Minecraft players. Mr. Science Theater 3000 is online. We raided them once just for fun. I'm gonna go onto my phone, get a more complete list, because that is, it only shows me 5 in OBS, which is frustrating. All right, following who's online. Great Lakes girls eating discount candy and running Minecraft vaults, maybe? I'm not sure. Bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum. We got the Among Us crew. Let's let's raid Elkhorn. Elkhorn is a friend of mine. Elkhorn is another one that I met via playing Minecraft Bingo with the casual Prime community. And every other Wednesday they play Minecraft Bingo, and I try to join them. Sometimes on stream, sometimes off. And the other Wednesdays they play Among Us, and that's what they're doing tonight. Let's see. Copernicus says, I'll watch pretty much any sci-fi film. I think I've only not finished one. It was bad. Oh, I have to know, which one was it? Do you remember? There's some bad sci-fi out there, and some good sci-fi. Another, speaking of adaptations that should have been so good, but were so bad. Sphere, one of my favorite Michael Crichton books. The movie was so bad. So bad. It was erased from your memory. That's probably wise. Let's raid Elkhorn. Playing Among Us. I'm gonna start the raid. Here is the raid message right here. If you're subscribed, copy the whole thing. Otherwise, just copy what's between where it says Dan Bear 4 Totem. And let's see, what's today, Wednesday? I might do a bonus stream on Friday. We'll see. Other than that, I will see you guys on Saturday for more Kerbal Space Program. We'll pick it up from right here. And on Sunday, Vault Hunters with Shipwreck. And then Monday, Minecraft. All right. See you guys later. Goodbye.